Hello and welcome to another stream of Aurora Esports Overwatch. Today we've got the semifinals matchup between the Shanghai Sayoris and the Kathmandu Kiwis. And we're starting on Antarctic Peninsula. I'll be color commentating, and we'll have FlamboJambo as the play-by-play.
Morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's the Golem Bowl. I don't know the full name. I'm not well versed enough. But I for one am excited, Corey. We got Paninii here on the prod, but both these teams have looked very dominant at pretty much all points of the season. Kiwis definitely started out a little slow, but they really found their tempo and have really pushed it, especially with some of these Mauga comps recently. What are you hoping to see from each of these two teams? We do see Sayoris opting to go to Antarctic, which they also did last week. How do you think that's going to play to their strengths here as we head into this map?
Yeah, I think the strengths of the Kiwi, Paninii, I think they want you to turn my mic up. But the strengths of the Kiwis here is definitely the Mauga comp, as they were all on this. And the strength of the Sayoris, I think, is their Neptune poke duo or DPS. I think that's very strong.
Yeah, we do see this high ground taken by the Kiwis very early. Again, PJ on this Mauga trying to take all the spaces that they possibly can. Logan opting for Pneumonia opting for this Doomfist, trying to get these picks onto Riddle Dog or onto Teddy M or Charbitron in the backline as Mikey falls very low off of a nice direct from Neptune. Neptune already halfway to, as he takes Mikey straight out of the air. Nice punch by Pneumonia as well. Gets the Cassidy onto low ground. Forces out Suzus from both Kirikos as the Mauga slams in. Pneumonia in a lot of trouble. Can fall here if he's not careful. But no, the punch comes onto Purple Jesus as Mikey swaps over to that Echo. Neptune still in the air, farming these rockets down onto the ground. 91% to this barrage as they also take Teddy M out of this fight. It's just the Mauga now as they will fall. Low-key getting punched. Can get staggered here if they're not careful. But it looks like the Sayoris aren't done. They're pouncing. They find Mikey off a nice dagger poke, getting that kill. And they have point control and are maintaining it for the time being.
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, you see how well Neptune performed that fight, but I think the Kiwis just need to take the fight really fast and just put all their resources into Ammonia. Since they're on the Mauga comp, that's kind of that you get that feast or famine, and you really feast on the Doomfist there.
Yeah, Riddle Dog falling a little bit low here, has to TP out, has it now out of the system. Pneumonia gets the punch onto Purple Jesus, forcing him off this high ground. This is great displacement as Pneumonia will find Charbitron poke finding Loki. And now the series collapse. Mikey will follow. Pneumonia does get traded by Purple Jesus, but that's such a nice stagger for the side of the Sayoris. And they have every single ult on their team right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed. They don't have much presence outside of just the Pharah, but that's looking to be all they need. Hopefully we can see Mikey perform, or not perform, but just, you know, land some stickies onto the Pharah here and get their team an opening.
Yeah, Kiwis opting to go this long way, just opting to go straight onto point. Mikey going up very aggressively, trying to get something spoken, and Pneumonia, that's his cue to bounce. Teddy M has to use the TP and the Suzu. The Meteor Strike comes down. Teddy M falling very low. The Pokey and Purple Jesus are the ones to strike first, finding both DPS on the side of the Sayoris. PJ is traded, but War will fall as well. Riddle Dog and Pneumonia doing their best to end this fight as Pneumonia gets another one. It's still winnable for the side of the Sayoris here. It's a 2v2, but Mikey still up, still chunking this damage as Pneumonia and Riddle Dog trying to get reset up here. Poke is now back as well as Neptune. They're still putting this pressure in on the point on these backlines as Teddy M killed very late. That's so disastrous now. The duplicate comes from Mikey onto the Tracer. The Noon from Loki will do a lot of damage. Pneumonia helping finish off that kill. It gets the duplicate out from Mikey as well. Neptune will fall off a charge from Purple Jesus, but the res is there from War, popping that valve. Focus Mikey in the backside. This is so scrappy, but the Sayoris are winning this here. They're looking just for Purple Jesus on the point, but they do find Neptune. Teddy M is now back. They have the Suzu. They have the rush. They're trying to punish Teddy M as much as they can. Pneumonia going keep full bomb. Gets Teddy M! Teddy M had to use the TP, gets stuck. The Mauga cage comes out. They're trying to burn up all this damage here, but Riddle Dog pumping in the healing. Mikey is back, trying to farm Doomfist here, but Poke falling very low, and War will be the first fall. The beat from Charbitron trying to hope to finish this fight out now as the point still under control from the Kiwis, and they're trying to get Pneumonia. Can he get out? I don't know. No,
wow.
He will not get out.
We're talking about scrappy. Just, you know, bodies are coming back from spawn and throw themselves in the pile basically, and that Mauga cage combo I think really, you know, decided the fight there, and not many
Now we have-
ults.
Yeah,
No
fully,
ults, in fact.
fully clean fight here, and as they swapped to more of a poke style with the Sigma, and noticeably the point is now even. Despite the very dominant start from the Sayoris, that fight was just so long, so now poke on this low ground forces everyone to drop, so Neptune has this high ground for free, trying to get some of this poke, but now they're getting collapsed on. Purple Jesus going in very aggressively, trying to get the slam. They get on Riddle Dog, has to use the lamp, and they'll probably find them here if they're not careful. Yeah, Riddle Dog does fall. Mikey coming very low, but has that duplicate. If they need it, the slam comes through. Cassidy is traded out, as well as Mauga on the back. Mikey has to duplicate for the Cassidy, throws out the flashbang, and then will get Neptune off of it. The duplicate comes through, but Poke cleaning up on this fight. It's just the supports left for the Kiwis. Teddy, I'm trying to find these picks, has the Suzu, but will die, and Poke doing work on this fight.
Wow.
PJ coming back in though on the Doom, finds War potentially. No, Wars will stay Heisley. A nice rock from Nonya gets Purple Cheese out as we take into overtime. Charbotron falling very, very low. Will Charbotron fall? They will. Real Dog getting that headshot. Loki on the ground on the Tracer. They're the only one trying to touch. Teddy M set up on this high ground trying to enable Mikey, but Mikey in a lot of trouble. Poke goes in, gets the pick on Teddy M as Mikey will trade that out, but Loki very low on point alone. Mikey will fall to Neptune, and Neptune just looking for the Tracer. They're the only one that can touch the beat to steal it from War as PJ, last one fighting on this point, gets a nice punch, but will be sent by this bond room. But no, Charbotron is back, and that will be almost 99-99 on this first point, Corey.
I saw the exact moment they lost that fight, and it's when Mikey cloned the Cassidy, flashed the Sigma, did not fan the hammer or anything with the back turned, and just rolled straight through just to kill Neptune. And as he did that, Poke got 2 kills in the back line. I mean, I know Neptune's their best player, but I think in that fight, you know, you just take their tank out and you win the fight. You just take the safe bet.
We do see the original comp here coming back out from the Sayoris. They're opting to go back to this, thinking that it might work. Poke still deciding between the Cassidy and the Tracer, potentially here, trying to mark Mikey a little bit more. But we'll opt, again, back on that Tracer, trying to just punish Teddy M and Charbotron on these, again, very aggressive comp from the Kiwis, as Neptune on Pharah is something to be very afraid of.
Yeah, I think the Mikey Echo is trying to counter that, but Neptune does have a Mercy Pocket on both these maps.
Poke going very deep, forces the Suzu out on Mikey here, and from Teddy M. Loki falling very low in the meantime, and they will punish Poke for going so deep, but now Pneumonia as well might get punished. Try to help out Poke there. Goes in with a massive punch, but will just pay for it with their own life. As the Kiwis, their Maga comp is working a lot better on this point.
Yeah, and I might not have, you know, the same brain that I used to have for, you know, this new Malga stuff, but in my opinion, okay, they swapped off Pharah, but in my opinion, you just speed your Malga around until he keeps getting LOS to the Pharah, and then she's a non-issue. But I think they figured that out there in that first fight.
Oof. And Poke dying early is not what you want to see if you're a Sayoris fan. It's gonna be so tough to take this space, and now Logan Pneumonia alone on this point as the big Maga charge into the backline forces out all the utility from the side of the Sayoris. They're trying to get some of these picks. Pneumonia falling very low. Will be healed up now. Again, Real Dog getting close to that window off of a lot of heals there, but Teddy M has this rush in this fight, and I don't think they're expecting it. But PJ falls. That's a massive pick for the Sayoris. They're able to collapse in. A nice pick is another one from Neptune. Gets the rush out of this fight from Teddy M. Mikey falling very low. Will get staggered by Poke, and they're collapsing. They're looking for more. They get Loki. They get Charbotron. It's just PJ who has to run back towards spawn to stay nice and healthy.
I think that was a bit of a miscommunication. PJ ran in, and his whole team was on the other side of the map. It's just been unfortunate, but, you know, they've got the other advantage here.
Yeah, definitely. That working with a lot of things here. The rush to start it, that will build up the rest of those ults to a massive slam, lands in the backline, gets Neptune and Real Dog out, and that, you might only need the rush here if you're the side of the Kiwis. What an incredible performance from PJ in that fight, as Poke will get slowly killed here.
Yeah, not only the Malga stun, but Mikey both sticky Neptune as well. So either way, he was falling really fast there, and yeah, like you said, that stun by PJ means they only have to use one ult.
And
Better
again,
equipped.
that rush built up all the rest of their ults too. So now it's a 4v4 ult trade here, close to 5v5. Real Dog leading with that window. The flux as well is massive. The beat from Garbage just gets it off, just keeps everyone healthy as the Malga slams in again, uses that cage. They might be able to beat that out here as War uses that beat. Neptune finds BJ and the pulse stick onto Loki. Will get them out of the fight. The duplicate is used by Mikey onto the Lucio to stay alive here. Try to hold on to this point for as long as possible, but War gets Teddy M. The duplicate will fall. Mikey soon to follow. But you get 81% there from the Sayoris, but that's all the ults out again in that fight.
Yeah, I don't really like that from the Kiwis. If I were them, I know that they're gonna want to be aggressive after losing that fight, and just take the dry fight and go next and win this next one to win this point. But like you said, dry v dry here. Maybe Curie Rush. We'll see.
Yeah, I think Teddy should be able to build that definitely before any other ults here. This fight, if they get a similar play to like they did earlier, this could secure the second point here for the Kiwis. They're opting to try to hold in this fight round. They're taking it very slow to build up that rush. As you said, they have it now. They're going in for the pounce. The slam in does connect, but Neptune rolls out a big rock from Pneumonia, eating up all that pressure from Purple Jesus, but they had to use the lamp as well. Purple Jesus falling very low, but Loki is the first one to fall. Poke in this backline, putting in so much pressure as well. Teddy M falls low. The Noon from Neptune will connect on Charbotron. That's your main support and your speed out. Mikey will fall, Purple Jesus will fall, and the point keeps ticking. They're collapsing on Teddy M. Teddy M staggering very late here. It's just Loki able to touch, but they use the flux. It whiffs from Pneumonia. And BJ opting to go that Jumpers, but can they touch? I don't think they can. And that's a first map win for the Shanghai Sayoris.
I mean, this is not even. I dare I say it's not even like a team effort. It's literally just Neptune getting not even joking, 3 final blows to open each fight. Like
Yeah, this is again maybe the ego boosts a little bit here. They're looking like hedgehogs out here on Antarctic of just, hey, get those 3 picks and then win the fight. So
right.
it's definitely working. But with the map pick from the Kiwis now, right? Especially in playoffs, these map picks are so strong. You've had a full season to work on these maps. Antarctic has been scrimmed a million times from the side of the Sayoris. So now favoring on some of these dive maps that the Kiwis are so well known for, even though it was a 2-0, those were still pretty close maps at the end of the day, or points at the end of the day. So I'm interested to see where the Kiwis decide to go, right? And to see some of that signature dive, or if they want to just try to enable the Maga even further in some of these other points. So with that said, we're going to send you off to a map break. Don't go anywhere, because this is going to be a great series.
Hello and welcome back to map 2 of the semifinals between the Kiwis and the Sayoris. We got Numbani coming up for you. Map pick from the Kiwis, and if you're like me, you know that Mikey's been around the league for a long time. This is definitely one of, if not his favorite maps to go to. Not only for the Echo, but also for the Ash and the Tracer. So, thinking it might also be not great for the Sayoris because Pneumonia's tank pool is very off tank heavy, and this is quite a main tank dominated map. Always has been. So,
Yeah,
what do you think, Flambo?
This is a map very frequently chosen against the Sayoris, and I think they know that, right? They do keep the same lineup. They do opt to swap Tummy Slat in for Riddle Dog here, but this is the same look that they always bring from the Sayoris. They have Pneumonia still on that Doomfist, and then instead of Far, they swap to Echo here on these maps. It's gonna be down again to kind of Loki and Mikey to really shut that down in the air. But I'm a little interested to see that Purple Jesus opting to still play Maga instead of his Winston here.
Yeah, that's definitely I mean, on defense, I can see it, right? But they're on attack. You would think that you'd just go Monkey. And I'd even say like,
there we go.
Go Ana instead of Kiri, but we'll see.
Yeah, maybe again they're just trying to play even more aggressive. You're playing off those Suzus, a more coordinated dive with the Sombra and the Echo, right? SBJ going in very early here. Ammonia does cancel that punch, so it will be down for a few seconds. But nice stickies onto Mikey from Neptune, already at 20% to their ult. As PJ still kind of holding on this low ground. Poke on a nice offing. The dive comes in, but Loki's the first one to fall. Really nice punch by Pneumonia to get that separation there. The Suzu's forged by Teddy M, and it looks like PJ might be the next to fall. No, they get poked first. So both teams now down at DPS. Mikey in a little bit of trouble. Not really, though, as they will get nice and healthy. But Sayoris will just back off, and so will the Kiwis. Now, going in very aggressive on that dive. The Suzu's already used by Tommy Slat. Pneumonia having to drop off, and now the point under pretty strong control here for the Kiwis. Will get that first tick already. No potential draws so far now on this first mag. The hack onto Pneumonia as well gets them very low. Everyone is critical right now, as Neptune is now the first one to fall from Loki. And the point, last touch here from Pneumonia will be in vain as War gets the res off. But really methodical dive and pressure there from the side of the Kiwis.
Yeah, for the viewers at home, it might seem like Purple Jesus is just feeding his brains out, but he's actually doing something very tactical. It might be hard to see it, but he is going in, taking the entirety of Neptune's cooldowns, and then living without burning Suzu, which allows Mikey to go in with all of his bombs and his beam, which you saw what took down Neptune in that fight there for the opening pick, allowed them to cap the point. So yes, he is taking a lot of damage. But it's for a reason, I promise.
And not only that, it's also getting Teddy M their ult faster, right? So Teddy M does have this rush lead over Tommy Slat. Granted, it's at 2% now, as we see, so they will both have it. But the duplicate from Neptune onto the Winston, they're putting a lot of pressure here onto Charvatron, as they will be the first one to fall. Mikey as well using the duplicate onto Tracers. Loki falls very low, will die off of that duplicate as Neptune now doing work as that duplicated form. Mikey still on that Tracer, gets the pulse bomb. Will they hit? No, duplicate just ends just in time as PJ might die here, but does get Tommy Slat for his troubles. And now Pneumonia in a lot of trouble, gets hacked up. Needs to be careful as the res though from War will keep Tommy Slat here in the fight.
Yeah, and it's interesting, differing schools of thought with the clone choices, Monkey versus Tracer.
Yeah, very aggressive rush here from the Sayoris as Neptune will take full advantage, get Charvatron out of the fight early. They will get Loki as well here. That's really really good for the Sayoris here. They're building up another ultimate almost already here. Though Tommy Slat did have to use that rush, does take time off the clock, and once again set up some space here for the Sayoris.
Yeah, and we see them going back to their famous strategy here, like I said. Big
EMP. from Loki will connect onto 4 against Tommy Slot and Neptune out of this fight immediately. Mikey will follow up with the pick on the Pneumonia and War. And just like that, the Kiwis come back swinging off of that massive EMP from Loki. Poke with a late death as well. That's really tough for the Sayoris as they a lot of progress should come out here.
Yeah, I mean, you'll take that if you're the Kiwis. You only use 1 ult. You still have 4 more here for this touch, and the Sayoris only have 2. So I think you got to use this strategically. As Neptune gets hacked and burned right away.
Yeah, really good for the Kiwis there, just taking Neptune immediately out. Teddy M does use the rush as well as the Valk from Charbotron. I guess they really, I mean, they do really want to confirm this point, but PJ gets 2 more, Mikey gets his 2 as well, and really well done from the Kiwis there, getting those early picks. They did use 2 ults that they may not have to, but I expect to see a Junker Queen swap from Pneumonia here.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't think you needed to per se, but let's say you don't, and you lose one of them, and then Neptune gets back with copy. It's looking a lot different.
True. Better safe than sorry.
Yeah, I think especially down 1-0, you just want to confirm that point cap.
Neptune does get under a lot of pressure there. How to use the duplicate as Pimper Jesus will get them here out of the fight. Mikey using that duplicate as well. They want to win this map here and now. Pneumonia under a lot of pressure here, but Poke on the backside. Purple Jesus will use that ult, finds Tommyslad, finds Pneumonia, and Purple Jesus is sitting at the spawn doors right now, holding so much space as we see Neptune swapping over to the Widow, trying to get some last second or potential picks here at the spawn doors, as the card is about to make it all the way here for the Kiwis. They have nothing to work with. Poke does have his pulp bomb. Let's see if it can connect here. They're trying to look for it. They do get the touch. Ramatra makes it out of the door as PJ will jump out, get burned by Poke. Really well done by them. They still have the pulse bomb as well. And the Sayoris somehow, with a great recontest as a team here, are able to get back control on this point, with it being so close to the end here.
I'm just so confused. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the D.Va is just like the counter to all 5 of their heroes here. I'm not sure what the Ramatra pick is going for, but as Loki's attempting for a back cap here, he might get it actually.
They are on, but so is War. The EMP is massive though. It gets in a big dive. It gets all 4. Tommyslad and War will be the first ones to fall. That's no window. That's no beat. The pulse bomb comes through, but doesn't connect. Pneumonia just has to try to live for as long as possible, as the rush from Teddy M will clean up, and the smooth, almost 2 minutes here for the Kiwis. And honestly, really great attack from them.
Wow, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Well, I know what's happening. They're targeting Neptune first every single fight, and when they kill him, they win easily. But I'm still confused. They have a lot of high SR players in their team. Like they should know that. Just go D.Va, right? Maybe that's, you know, like the bell curve meme. Maybe I'm the far left of that, right? the brainlet.
I think their whole thing is that they're much more familiar. They've barely played D.Va like at all this season. I don't think it's a really big comfort character of Pneumonia. So I was more expecting to see a Queen, honestly, over the Ramatra there.
Queen would be good too. You can knife the monkey, pull him in, and
yeah. So
but
I think the Ramatra was maybe just they felt they were having a lot more pressure, wanted a little bit more self-sustain, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but I do know they always like playing that brawl on that 3rd point, since it's something that they've been playing all season long. It's kind of their more familiar looks, but again, kind of different from how they did show it at the end. Maybe feeling some of that pressure again from Purple Jesus, from Mikey. This is a dive team that they haven't played yet this season, and I think the Kiwis are probably if not the best dive team this season of Aurora. So maybe feeling that pressure is forcing some of these mistakes out, or not necessarily mistakes, but tough adjustments from the Sayoris, as we do see the swap back onto the Pharah.
Yeah, I think both these teams have prepared very well, but I think if it comes down to it, it might be just ending up the inflexible hero pool of Pneumonia.
Yeah, as we see them get immediately burnt out there by Mikey, getting very aggressive with that punch in. Tommyslad could not keep him alive there. As we will see him slowly regroup here, but Mikey 52% to that duplicate, putting in a lot of pressure here up on Neptune. forcing both supports to look at him up in this air. Neptune, of course, still getting this poke in, but they need to be very careful. It's a lot tougher for this Doomfist to get value here against this Monkey since they go in on these counter dives. As the Doom goes in, will miss, but Poke cleans up, gets Loki on the side angle. So this may be the opening the Sayoris need, as now the Winston going in deep, but Mikey shuts down Poke. It's an even fight here as both teams trying to get these picks. Neptune will get PJ, but Mikey will get War. It's still an even fight as a duplicate, the one that's been being built so much here, but Neptune just hits every single direct on Mikey, forces him to get out, as the punch onto Charbatron as well. The fight still on point here, the barrage comes through but won't connect. Instead Mikey getting that pick, Poke instead EM. It's so scrappy still, but 1.5 ticks is all the Sayoris will get for their trouble. Wow.
Yeah. Okay, I brought this up on Antarctic Peninsula, and you see it again here. I think Mikey needs to not let the ego duel cloud his judgment. That you saw that there. He cloned the Pharah, immediately went for the Pharah duel instead of attacking people on point. Ends up paying for it by having Charbotron be punched way into the back line. And I mean, they're winning right now, but that's like the one thing they can fix right now, I think. But
BJ set up for a really juicy dive here. The boogers will miss, but War does get pressured out a little bit. Loki falling very low, has to translocate out to stay alive here. Poke putting pressure on that point. The rush comes out from Teddy M. This could be, again, what they need as Mikey finds Neptune here at the start, but Mikey falling very low. The rush comes out in return from Tommy Sled. They think it's winnable for the Sayoris as they go in deep. They're looking for more picks. The Suzu as well. War opting to use the Valve. Pneumonia trades out Mikey. It's an even fight now still, but ult will be in favor of the Kiwis as the Valve from Charbatron as well. The slam comes through, but he's hacked up. Purple Jesus against Tommy and Poke. And now again, the Kiwis should just clean up here as Neptune's on their way back, trying to find Loki. Will force the translocate. They will get that pick, but War is taken out. In the meantime, it's just Neptune and Pneumonia. Can they get these picks? Teddy M under so much pressure from Pneumonia, but he can't finish the kill. Teddy M is 1 HP. He has the TP and lives. They get Neptune in the meantime.
I don't know what I'm watching. I do not know what I'm watching.
Out Pneumonia and lived. And now we're in the final minute. 2 ticks. The Sayoris need to find something. They have no support ults. They swap to the Echo. And you're facing down 3 ults, all very powerful from the side of the Kiwis.
I don't know who is charging this Doom, but they need to stop. If Mikey does not have sticky bombs, do not shoot the Doomfist block. Like, clear and simple.
Pneumonia is set up here. Neptune against Mikey. Mid use of his ult, but a big EMP connects on War, Neptune, and Pneumonia. War could get punched here. They will fall, but Loki gets punched for going so deep here, as well as PJ has to pop the Primal. And Neptune going towards the point. They have the pressure here. Him and Poke fighting on point. Tommy side is straight out in the back line as PJ jumps in for the return, but is half HP. Poke very low, has to use the recall, has the pulse if they need it. Teddy M has to use the Suzu, but now Echo on this off angle, or Neptune. Teddy M could get a... No! He will fall off the laser beam. We take into overtime. Mikey with the duplicate onto the tracer of the pulse on will whiff. He's still trying to find this pick. It's just the GPS for the side of the Sayoris. They're trying to fight. Pneumonia's back as well as War. Poke falling so low. They're trying to get anything. Pneumonia gets hacked and dies. BJ with that kill. Mikey throws out the pulse bomb. It won't connect. But the duplicate from Neptune, they find Charbatron and still even fight the War. War with the res. The Master Shooter. They get the point. They get the point.
Goodness. Yeah, I mean, we're talking about scrappy last scrap. It's even scrappier. People are taking fights and having things that you should not be taking fights in. And like you know, very good commentating the events, and basically the key abilities landed for the Sayoris, and they did not land for the Kiwis. We saw the res from Charbotron get canceled, the res from War go through, and the dupe from Neptune get 2 kills, and the dupe from Mikey, I think, only got out recall, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, the gate in response here from Teddy M, they find War at the very start of it, but Teddy M will get traded with Tommy's side. It's still now no support for the side of the Sayoris, but they're still fighting. Charbatron, very dangerous spot here, but they in fact find Pneumonia. Charbatron will still fall. Neptune flying out, will stay alive. Hopefully, yes, they will. Nice stick on a Loki, forces the translocate out, but they're building up another EMP, and they've been hitting today for the Kiwis.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there. The EMPs, I think the smallest one I've seen is 4, so...
Pulse
Very good
Bomb
job by
won't
them.
quite connect from Poke as Pneumonia DCs. That's a little disastrous. For them.
Say goodbye to your ult charge.
Yeah.
And your tank in
The next
probably
fight.
the most important fight of the map.
Yeah, we do see Loki. I don't know what Prod's view is right now, but Loki is set up right behind that payload. Where
they're spectating Loki right now for
Okay, perfect. Yeah, they are set up to hit a massive EMP right now. PJ is well set up, very close to that primal as well, so should be able to build it off this EMP if they don't already win or just get the kills off of it, right? War has a Valk to stay alive, but they know that's their target right now to find War with this, keep him out of the fight so he can't enable Neptune potentially even further as they are close to that duplicate. But yeah, the Kiwis are in a very good spot. Not only again because there won't be a tank in this fight, but it's going to be very, very hard for the Sayoris to push up and around this corner.
Yeah, I mean, you said it pretty well. It's gonna be really difficult. I mean, you only have the support ults, and your tank is not there. I mean, Loki is set up perfectly right now. It's up to them if they want to use EMP or not. I mean, obviously the tank won't be there. But I think at minimum, you just translocate and hack the Mercy.
Yeah.
Off it.
As we now count down these few seconds, they're ready to go. PJ, I think, does have. Oh no, they all back off. I think they smelled it. As War now will fly out. Loki gets the hack off, does get the virus off as well, but falls very low for it. As Neptune will hit some of those stickies here. Now the Doofus is back. Loki's once again set up. War opting to use that Valkyrie. It's gonna be so important. Here comes the EMP. 3, 2, 1. It's massive. It gets 4. They get Neptune. They get Tommy Slat, and that should just be a fight win here for the Kiwis. The Sayoris just need to try to fight, get a pick, or get out here. Pneumonia trying to fight on this point, but War will fall, Pneumonia will fall as well. And now again, Mikey built up that ult there. PJ built that ult up there. And now you're so close. We're in final fight territory for the Sayoris. They have the rush. They have the duplicate. There's going to be hero plays from the side of the Sayoris in this fight.
Yeah, I think that was a mistake for them going back.
Ooh. Oh. There's one hero play. Can they follow it up even further? Poke taking out Loki at the start here. Mikey still has that duplicate. The rush comes out from Tommy Slap, but a big dive onto War. War feeling a lot of pressure, and War will be the one to fall off of that pop. Mikey opting to go for the Tracer duel here. Teddy M falling very, very low, but stays alive. No, Neptune will get that kill, but Pneumonia traded out in the back. The Primal is popped from Neptune as this Echo, but it's only them. Oh, the Pulse gets shielded by Purple Jesus. It just missed the Resing Mercy, so the res will, I think, actually still get canceled, but they do find Charbotron, but the Kiwis are cleaning this up as War, last one alive with Tommy Slat. They get a panic touch, but I think that's it. I think the Kiwis should be cleaning this up here. It's just Pneumonia here on this point, and they see, no, they're still on. No, now they will collapse, and the Kiwis.
Yeah, Kiwis won that map. Neptune jumped straight up in the primal, then landed and used the knockback from the land, and then the, what do you call it? I don't know, fist. Melee attack in primal to boop Charbotron away from the res.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, another really big EMP sets up that opening pick on the War, and the rest is history.
Yeah, really well done from the Kiwis. Again, this is their map. So, talking like we did before, we're immediately, it looks like, going in to New Junk City. I don't think the Kiwis can make any swaps as they are. The rest of their team is not here today. But again, we will get to see this Junker Queen versus Mauga, I think, on this point, as this is the one that the Sayoris like. So
this is the deciding factor here, because I'll tell you why. This is a very good map for both Purple Jesus and Pneumonia. However, if you've been paying attention to the season, the fourth map type is Escort. And I'm afraid most Escort maps are just going to be a repeat of last map. I mean, it's going to be Dive, it's going to be Echo, it's going to be Farah. Kiwis were looking pretty strong on that if they are able to, out tank them here, take it 2-1 lead, and then Sayoris are forced with no momentum, and elimination at their back, could be an upset.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't even know if you could call it an upset by how the Kiwis looked on that last map. Again, Loki hitting those massive EMPs. The dive has been so coordinated for this team. I think it's really up to the series if they can find an answer for that. They really haven't been pressured by anything like this all season. I don't think they've played the Kiwis in any of their what am I thinking of? Out of division matchups. So again, this is new territory for him, and to really be under that pressure and kind of lose so dominantly on a map that they've still done pretty well on recently. They're definitely feeling the pressure, and so it comes down to, are they going to be able to lock in, look past this map loss, right, and find these plans to deal with what the Kiwis are bringing to the table.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like you said, we know probably exactly what both teams are gonna roll out on here.
Right.
And I don't know. I kind of just want to get in here and see what happens.
Oh,
we could talk about it all we want, but
we won't really know, huh, until we see. So
ice in the kicker.
exactly. We will send it to a map breakdown. It looks like Mikey did accidentally blue screen, so who knows how long that could be for the Kiwis to get ready here. But don't go anywhere. Like I said, you can't ask for a better start to a semifinals match here, 1-1 heading into New Junk City. A favored map for both these teams. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to the third map of our semifinals match between the Kiwis and the Sayoris. We are at a 1-1 tie here, going into what could be the deciding map, based on how both these teams line up with their hero choices. On New Junk City here, Flashpoint map. Probably going to see Mauga from Purple Jesus. Probably going to see, I was going to say Junker Queen Rush from the Sayoris, but it looks like they're on the Sigma. Probably knowing that they're going to play Mauga. So I'll let you say what you're thinking here, Flambo.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised, honestly. Like, usually from what I've seen from them before, I think, and I mean no disrespect for this, I think Pneumonia needs to drop the ego and just play Mauga. Like, normally when they're in the scrims and the other team plays the Mauga, they just match it, and they've practiced it before. I'm not entirely sure why they're swapping over onto the Sigma look. As I am getting DC'd, yeah. Pneumonia also disconnected. I think there's a server issue, because I also had the red triangle of death there for a brief moment. Yeah, as we do have that again. That's so disastrous. I almost wonder if we should. Is it cringe to restart? Because it is. Okay, yeah, it looks like the map will be restart here as
I mean, let's be real. They both knew what each other were going to be playing.
yeah.
It's not exactly a secret. They're not going to change their comp. And to go back to what you said when they were rolling out a spawn, I think this is a Neptune call here.
Yeah.
To not go Mauga. I mean, I wonder if they're trying to like win it without playing Mauga, but like we're in that era of Overwatch where Mauga is just too strong. Like you can't not play him. It's like goats. Like you can't win against goats by not playing goats, right? Until people figured out the quad DPS angle. But obviously you can't do that in this game. You can't even pick. Well, you could argue some tank players and support players are DPS themselves, but Mauga very strong right now, basically.
Yeah. And yeah, so again, I'm just kind of curious because they did this Sigma in Antarctic, right? And I guess it kind of worked there for them. Like they won the map, but it still felt like it wasn't necessarily that the Sigma was doing well. It's more that, like you said earlier, Neptune found 4 kills every fight, right?
Right.
And so if the Kiwis make these adjustments, which it looked like they did coming on the Genji Junkrat of just we're blowing you guys up, and Mikey Genji very good at getting these solo picks. So again, I wonder if this kind of aggressive push or everything. Sorry, I'm yapping. I'd like to hear what you think about it because I'm a little twisted, right, on what they're going to do here.
I think it just comes down to how Neptune's feeling. My understanding is he's their shot caller. He's also their, playmaker. And I think right now he's feeling good on the cast. He feels like he can repeat Antarctic and, put in the carry potential, get 2-3 picks a fight. And I think that's why he's going for the Sigma comp. If he wasn't, he would be going Mauga Reaper with Poke instead of Tracer going Reaper. But
as we do see a lot of good spam here from Loki on that Junkrat, 20% of that tire already. But again, with the Baptiste choice from Riddle Dog here, as they are pouncing from the Kiwis, they're in on Riddle Dog immediately. The slam comes through, won't connect, but they still find Neptune off of that conch mine. Mikey will get traded, so both teams down their star DPS right now. As Mauga slams it again, won't connect. As the hands from Pneumonia is so strong, Poke cleans up the rest of this fight here. It's a 3v4. Is Loki very low as well as Teddy M. Can they get out? Yeah, probably. It looks like no. Poke shutting. Poke is I called Neptune the star DPS there, but maybe I gotta put some respect on Poke there.
Yeah, I agree with you. And what we see here is I don't think Privilege just needs to recognize you can't go in without Suzu, because if the Sigma just eats your shots, you cannot get that heal on Mauga.
The Genji dash won't quite connect. The rock will miss as well from Pneumonia, and they use hands. This is the go sign for Purple Jesus here, as everyone's got low. He goes in with a slam, won't quite connect, but Neptune actually gets a trade. But the tire from Loki built so fast does get War and Pneumonia in this fight. It's a 3v4, but Teddy M very low, but Mikey is the one to make it happen here. Getting one, looking for the second. Yes, we'll clean it up as Poke is left alive. We'll get staggered out in the end.
You saw Mikey hit that flashbang deflect into the dash, right click, one shot. A little bit of a mistake by Neptune. Again, that I'm not sure how People Jesus just died. Like he just evaporated. But
everyone shot him.
Yeah, the tire made up for that. So
as we do see the swap onto Farah here from Neptune. As Mikey very close as Blade, the overheal used. Pneumonia will find Mikey as the windows used as well by Riddle Dog trying to open up this fight, but Loki finds the Farah out of the air. Loki still falling very low here, will die. The beat from War just to confirm the fight win as Poke finds 2. It's just Purple Jesus, but again, he is a Mauga. If anyone can make it happen, it's a Mauga, as he is pushed off the point, will die. But get a little bit extra percentage here. But both support ults being used by the Sayoris here. And Loki has another tire, keep in mind.
Yeah, the Sayoris need to recognize that they do not have beat yet, and flex immediately before cage, before beat. They do not. They will lose this fight. Calling it.
Yeah, Ward falls to half early here too. The overclock used very early. The rush comes through, a big flux. Will connect with the Suzu, but Charbotron falls. They don't get the beat. And Poke! What a massive pulse bomb, but Mikey trades out with one of his own. It's an all-out brawl now on the point. It's the DPS and War versus PJ now. If they get the far, that's massive, but no, War cleans it up, and they did exactly what you said they needed to do to Sayoris with a big flux. Get those picks, and War with a hero pulse bomb taking 2 more on the fight. They get the rush and the blade out and the point here for the Sayoris.
Yeah, unfortunately, the side effect of Purple Jesus dying first, I think 2 of those fights, you just don't get enough Lucio, you know, whatever, ambient healing, whatever you want to call it, to build the beat, because, you know, your other DPS are Junkrat, Genji, they're not even going to be needing heals most of the time, so.
And again, Neptune does have this barrage now too, but it's Scout out immediately, has to use the burst heal from Riddle Dog, but the barrage comes out, it gets caged. The pulse or the tire as well. Purple Jesus falls, but they do get Neptune. That's the one they need. And what a tire! Loki with 4. Count them.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be real. Like, I played against this team last week. He did whip out the Junkrat and King's Row. It's a very scary hero to play against. Like, when Junkrat players are on, especially with that 2-shot buff, you know, pretty dangerous.
Yeah, the Sayoris are going to start walking up here, but only a beat on the field here, and it's in favor of the Kiwis to hold on to this point. As Purple Jesus runs in, we'll get the slam connecting onto both supports here. The beat as well to clean it up. They get Pneumonia out of this fight. They will clean up. They get the lamp as the Sayoris just having to run out here. But again, you kind of needed that fast fight. They should get another fight here. Only 65%. Pneumonia should be back in time. Pulse bomb built up by Poke. The closest thing is rush here from Teddy M, so it's still definitely winnable. As well as a very close barrage and window here for the Sayoris as well.
Yeah, I mean they're rotating right. And the massive trap by Loki.
The overheal is used early, but they get the touch from Ward there, but falling very low. The lamp is used. The barrage finds Purple Jesus at the start of this fight and forces the lamp as well. A nice rock on a Loki will clean them up. War uses the beat just to confirm it. The Suzu is used by Teddy M, but will fall. It's just Charbotron and Mikey now on this point, trying to hold off the flip as much as possible. But again, Kiwis, you're pretty happy there. You didn't have to use anything. And again, Poke dying at the start there did force the beat out from War as well in a fight that they are probably wishing they didn't have to use it.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, if you're the Kiwis, you take that every day of the week. They use beat and barrage. They only have 2 ults here, 3 ults now for this fight. And I think you try again to go in fast and get some ults out. At this point, you gotta ult back and win this point for yourself.
Yeah. BJ having to use that overheal very early. The rock won't quite connect. The window's used, but BJ with a big slam won't quite connect on Real Dog. The pulse bomb is massive. They use the flux as well, but Mikey in that blade form will fall as well. They trade out Riddle Dog. It's a 4v3 right now, but there is a rush on point by Teddy M. But they find Loki, they find Mikey. It's just the support from the Kiwis, but they'll get taken out if they can give Charbotron. No, okay, good from Charbotron for not getting staggered there. Riddle Dog swapping over to the back onto the Kiriko. If they can kill Purple Jesus at the start here before they can go, no, they actually opt to not take the point. So it will be a 2-0 lead here for the Sayoris, which in that fight, that's so disastrous if you're the Kiwis.
Yeah, sorry. Just kind of amazed by the offense
Junkrat
there, but
okay,
yeah,
Loki finally gets punished, but they do still get War of a nice man from Purple Jesus, and they use the cage again, just trying to make sure that they get this point right. But Riddle Dog trades out Charbotron. That's such a good pick. Gets a lot of ult progress here for them as well. Will TP out with their life as well, so the Kiwis will get the point flip, but they did have to use cage and very early and aggressively.
yeah, I think if you're the Kiwis, you really just need to play like together, and just run on something. You've got Genji, Junkrat. That's pretty much prime. One shot someone, blow them up right away. I think Loki's going for a flank tire here though.
Yeah, they are set up. Here it comes. They've been massive so far. They're looking for this Pharah, but they could get more. Poke does get the trade out, so if they get one, but Mikey gets poked, and it can! Loki finding 2 on this tired. So with just off the back of that one ultimate, they maintaining possession of this point. Loki's ultimate, I haven't seen them with a bad ultimate yet this game. Or this match, even.
I think the smallest tire so far has gotten 1 person, so you'll take that. Absolutely, but you need to keep the momentum going.
Again, though, now you have this beat on the side of the Kiwis, but this is the same position that they were in last point at this 99%, where it did end up going for the Kiwis. The big slam connects on the Kiriko. Riddle Dog in a lot of trouble, has to use the TP. The barrage comes out, finds Purple Jesus, but they trade it out. Kiriko and Pharah now out here. This is so favored for the Kiwis, and it looks like the Sayoris are still fighting here. It's a 4v3. They're looking for these big Charbotron follows. Whoa, they get Jax! Oh no, sorry, that was Ward. They get Charbotron, they get Teddy M. Ward again using that beat to ensure it. Mikey has that deflect just again trying to stall the point for as long as possible, but Poke finding 3 there. But again, at the cost of beat, barrage, and pulse. Sorry, I apologize, Charbotron. I thought you Ajax, it was not you who beat it.
Yeah, I think if you're War, you make that beat there, but I don't, you know, that there's a lot of ults on the. I mean, we said that last time though, when the Kiwis didn't convert. So
yeah. Again, though, this map geometry does probably favor a lot more. The Flux comes out, forces that beat out from Charbotron. Loki very low. Both rushes are used, but Pharah's taking out of this air first. The wings have finally been clipped as now Genji has that blade in that backline looking for more. Pneumonia has to use those hands to keep their team healthy. A nice Suzu by Riddle Dog, keeping everyone alive, but the point is under so much pressure they have to drop at some point, but it's just purely in control for the side of the Kiwis. They now drop, and Pneumonia gets blown up instantly for having to drop, and it should be Kiwis' point here. I don't want to jinx it, but yeah, they will find Poke. War and Riddle Dog last 2 here. Neptune still on this high ground. They're still fighting it. They want this point. Neptune finds Teddy M. They find Loki, but War falls. Riddle Dog falls. It's Neptune versus the world. Can they make it happen? No. They can get a quadra kill, a triple kill. I don't think they can win that 5v1.
oh no, I agree with you there. It looked a little possible for a second though. I'm not gonna lie to you. Coming into the next, I don't know, point of Flashpoint.
Point. Yeah.
It's looking good for the Sayoris. I don't know about though, because Loki's tire record is pretty good.
I mean, if we're looking at patterns here, Purple Jesus is gonna use the cage early, and he's gonna get barraged. So here it comes, the tire as well. There's the barrage. It gets Loki. So the first tire that's been broken as Poke finds Loki. Pneumonia is traded. Charbotron will fall to Poke as well. Poke in this backline being a menace. They're looking for Purple Jesus. Force the TP out of Teddy M, and Neptune will clean that up. It's just the Malga now on this point. They will get War, but the Sayoris get 5 for the price of 1.
See. Okay, I was just about to say, you need to respect the Pharah. I mean, Genji Junkrat can only work for so long before you realize the Pharah is a problem. And I think it's funny how Malga kind of returns to, you can literally just predict exactly what's going to happen. Doesn't matter what map.
So they're going in very fast here. Poke does fall half HP at the start of this fight. Needs to be a little bit careful, but they have the rush, they have the beat, they have the pulse bomb. Neptune falls very low. Will get healed up by Riddle Dog, but that's again the entrance. But no, Teddy M is the first to fall. Loki will follow as now again the Sayoris pouncing here. The beat from War just to confirm as PJ runs off the mat. Mikey, last one alive, will get killed by Neptune. So 80% here, and they should just be able to hold close. They
if
have
I'm Neptune, I'm screaming at my mic, hold close, rush right away. Yeah, Purple Jesus on the Doomfist swap. It might be over.
Poke has this pulse bomb too. Let's see it. Poke gets Loki here. PJ going for the touch, and no, gets conked back. And the Sayoris taking map 3, taking it to a 2-1, and again, both teams looking so dominant this map. But at the end of the day, again, map picks are very favorable, especially in playoffs. So, speaking of that, what adjustments, if any, do you want to see here from the Kiwis? What map do you think they're going to take us to? I would assume probably a dive favored one, but if you were Purple Jesus, what are you telling your team right now?
I'm telling my team, the first map and the third map didn't look too good, but when they were on that map, the Numbani, where they were able to run the dive, not only were they gapping them pretty hard, Mikey was just straight up doing better than Neptune. Like, I'm gonna be real. And so if I'm Purple Jesus, I'm saying let's get back into that kind of groove, and let's go to a similar map, whether it be like Dorado, or like, I don't even want to say Route 66, because Route 66 you can run a Pharah pretty easily, I think. So I think if you're Mikey, you be confident in your Echo, and you take them to a map where you force Neptune to mirror your Echo or go Pharah, and you have to be better than him, like straight up. If the rest of your team isn't firing on all cylinders, like we saw on that map specifically, like Charbatron, no shade to either Charbatron or War, but War was just outbuilding Charbatron with the beat. And not only that, he was using it much more aggressively. Sometimes even in like what you might say are clearly like won fights, but it doesn't matter, because part of this game is momentum and confidence, and that definitely instilled a lot of confidence in themselves. But I think the biggest thing was just the Kiwis didn't swap
Right.
off of Genji Junkrat when they had Pharah for well over 5 minutes, and that led to their downfall. And just like I predicted, I mean, I said Root might be not good just because Pharah is better on that map, but I think
this is the map Kiwis play every week. They go to Route 66. This
correct.
is their
And I
bread
think,
and butter.
I think also, I think they're probably just more confident that Pneumonia's pool is very small on this map.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically just like Sigma out of the heroes he plays that are good here. I mean, Doom he can make work, but I feel like they're going to be running the Sombra and the Kiwis, so I don't know if you want to even go down that road. So probably just, if I'm... Yeah, go ahead.
Can I be selfish for one moment?
Yes.
I want the Sayoris to hold close. I want them to go like a Ramacha or a Reinhardt or something super uber cringe like that, hold in train car and just stuff the Kiwis, right? Because you're expecting the Kiwis to come out on this dive look. You're expecting, the Winston or the whatever, Mikey to come out on an Echo probably. If you hold them in spawn doors, make them swap to that Maga, which again, you played pretty well into so far today. I don't hate that. I think that would be a really good idea, and that's again, I'm gold. Okay, let's not get it sick and twisted here. That's what I would do.
I agree with you there. I mean, that's what our team did against the Kiwis, and it worked. We beat them on this map. As you said, they're bread and butter. I think this is, along with Nimbani, is probably like their go-to maps for each map type, and that's exactly what we did. We set in the train car, spawn camp them early, and it not only does it work well, it gets the time off the clock. It's just like a, what the heck, you come out of spawn and there's 5 people on you.
Yeah,
it kind of puts you on your toes. It shifts the momentum instantly. And I think they might be doing that with the Tor pick. They're hauling ass out of spawn right now. You can see.
No, they stopped.
Just the Tor
again. Yeah, this is again, for any Shrimpleton enthusiasts out here, this was a composition that Neptune kind of cooked for our team as well. Having this Torb off angle with this turret is really strong, and if War ever needs to go over, or Tommy as well can just help that Torb, but that angle is really, really annoying to push through, especially if you're a dive, the Winston or the Echo goes up on this high ground, the turret can still hit them, but they can't hit it very easily. But again, this same dive comp as we saw on Numbani, except for the Ana for Tedium instead of Kiriko. So we'll see how this works out, as Loki again going very aggressively back here. looking for Tommy Slats, and might get him, forces the burst heal out very early, which is pretty good. But again, PJ wasn't quite able to set up to go in that dive. A nice shield by Pneumonia to block a lot of those boogers here. But Tommy Slat, half HP, needs to be careful. You know, obviously the downside with the Lucio here, as the big dive here onto Neptune, has to use that overload to try to live as long as possible. But Poke will trade out Purple Jesus for the Torbjorn. As again, Loki has to translocate out, but 62% to this ult, as well as Mikey at 65. The Kiwis are set up big here for the next explosive play, as Neptune swaps a Tracer on the way back.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Loki kills him.
I was just about to say, as long as Loki sits in that back line, and you don't push him out, they just have infinite space to work with. And you saw that Purple just was able to dive uncontested onto a Torbjorn with overload up and kill him.
Yeah.
Like, when does that happen usually? Let alone on Neptune. And you saw that there, Loki went to spawn and killed Neptune before he could even come out. Now, they're probably going to get touch here, but...
And Neptune will be there first. A big anti-nade, but Charbotron is the first one to fall. But again, Teddy doing so much disruption there, as War will be the next to fall. They force the lamp out. Poke using that high noon, trying to find anything there, but another sleep. Teddy M is on fire right now, as Poke will fall off the back of that. Mikey did have to use a duplicate, but if that's all you had to use there, force out the high noon as well from Poke. Really well played by Teddy M in that fight.
Yeah, hats off to Teddy M. I mean, I think both of us know better than anyone that support players rarely get love or recognition. Definitely a DPS player game, and we're living in it. But yeah, I mean, that was the difference maker there, right? The anti onto them, the sleep onto the high noon, and a swap onto Diva, which I was going for 2 maps ago.
Yeah.
And
very early window. We'll get Charbotron out of the air here, but again, it's going to be really tough as Pneumonia goes in. They find Mikey as well, so this is working out very well for the Sayoris right now. They do get hacked up. Teddy or Tommy Slat will fall again. Had to use their I can't think of the name right now. The lamp aggressively for that dive, and just gets killed by Loki in the background. We'll swap to this Kiriko in kind of some more dive luck, which I think will be a lot more helpful to deal with this Sombra, as Pneumonia is hacked up. We'll get DMAC. The beat just slightly too late by War. The EMP does come out, connects on 3. Neptune should die here. Yes, Neptune will fall. Nice boogers from Mikey. Mikey build up that duplicate as well. Purple Jesus uses that primal to just bully War in this corner. They get Poke on the payload. They get Tommy on the payload. They get War in the corner. And the Kiwis show no sign of slowing down on this attack on Route 66.
yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, it looks like they're panicking. I mean, they're going Ramatra May. I'm not sure if I mean, it does counter, you know, counterwatch is the big thing now, but
yeah,
it does counter the heroes that they're playing, but you're gonna have to really play fast and loose here.
A big anti again by Teddy M that slows that momentum so hard. They had to back out of this fight. The nano comes through onto Purple Jesus. Might get a lot here. Nice move by War to keep everyone alive, but Poke and Pneumonia falling very, very low as the Valk from Charbotron to get that damage boost on everyone. Loki will find Pneumonia at the end of that fight. Neptune has the high noon here if they really need it, but again, this card's still moving. And again, Sayori's forced to backpedal as PJ going very deep. War gets hacked and punished. Oh, he stays alive. Nice user by Tommy Slat. And they punish Loki, in fact, of everyone there. And now, this is the tempo shift that the Sayoris need. They need to win this fight, kill everyone here, because they really need a change in momentum. Nice wall by Poke. They separate Teddy M. We'll get that pick. Force the leap out from PJ. Pneumonia's going deep, and we'll get hacked, but they get Charbotron off the back of it. PJ jumping in fact, will just get blown up for their trouble.
Yeah, you have to wonder if they're going to swap the Ana. I mean, I think they're going to probably run this until they get EMP and try to win that fight. And then if that doesn't work, they're going to swap, but it could be disastrous. I mean, they're probably going to shave at least a minute off here waiting for that perfect EMP to come in.
Yeah, the rush does come out first from Tommy Slat, and that's a great anti-nade. Finds Neptune, but PJ and Charbotron pay for it with their life. Pneumonia cleans up Mikey as well. They will get hacked, but War finds Teddy M. Loki needs to be careful. We'll translocate out, but they do now have that all-important EMP. as well as building up 40 some ult percent for the Nano. So again, you take that if you're the Kiwis, but like you said, burning off precious time as the Sombra gets scouted.
Yep. That's the hardest part about like this part of the map is, especially in the May cast, Lucio. You're gonna get spy checked in every single good spot you can wait for EMP. I think you're just gonna have to throw it. As much as I hate this, just throw your locator in and hope for the best. Maybe follow up with a PJ bubble onto you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's...
Looks like they did finally get this set up. This is getting marked by Neptune a little bit. They're going in. Only hits 2 here, but it did find the Lucio, which was the all-important pick. No beat in this fight. Mikey using the suffer from pneumonia here in the backline. They should find the Mercy here, taking them out of the fight. Mikey with their own. They find Poke. Loki falling very low. Will die to pneumonia. It's just Tommy Slap and pneumonia against the world here, but PJ going in deep. War's there to peel. They keep their teammate alive, and Mikey will pay for it with their life. As now Loki swaps onto the Reaper. The Primal's popped by Purple Jesus. They still think it's winnable. A nice pick on the Tommy Slap. They're looking for War. War does still have his beat. Please don't use it, War. Just get out.
I was thinking the same thing.
Pneumonia does find Teddy M. Neptune opting to use his high noon here. It will get bubbled. Loki with the Wraith as well, but buys that all-important aspect of time, like you said. Purple Jesus with that jump up, but will just have to quickly fall. And now War is back, has that beat if they need it, but it's the only ult on the field right now. Tommy Slat very close to that rush, but we're down to 1 minute where they were at almost 4 at the start of this point. As they swap to Mauga.
I'm not a fan. I think I know you have Nano, but I think you just gotta you just gotta go carry here. I mean, they're gonna have Blizzard by the time it goes into 0, so
we're in last fight territory too. They only have Nano. It's Nano versus Beat right now. Rush very close for Tommy Slat, and the big thing about the Rush is again, Poke will build that Blizzard. Logan will build that Annihilation, but a big anti onto them. The Nano comes out, the Beat in response. The Rush gets blocked by their own wall, but PJ's still walled off. They can, if they get the pick here, Charbatron will fall. That's no potential beat for the side of. But what an anti! Pneumonia will fall, but Loki will fall as well. It's a 3v4 right now, but no tank favors the Kiwis. It's just the Tracer on point. Can Mikey make a miracle happen? The Blizzard comes out, freezes up Teddy M. They recognize that Teddy M will fall. Mikey falls as well. Neptune clicking heads the boop away from War.
I mean,
I
don't want to say I told you so, but I predicted that exactly. Like you and I have predicted multiple fights across every map. Exactly how it'll go down. We're warning them.
Mauga.
I know Nano, like, trust me, I know I'm an anime. Nano Boost is strong, but Suzu is just stronger. The ability to TP away, the ability to keep your Lucy up so they can build beat.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not there on Ana. It's single target healing. It's, you know, you're frail. You're an old woman. You can't move around. You're working with, like, I mean, realistically, it's maybe what, like 10, 15 meter, like, literal uphill slope.
Yeah.
Like, into a May cast on the high ground with a Ramatra slow. It's not looking good. And we saw that.
To put a little air under the wings of the Kiwis, right? That's still at the end of the day a pretty good push on Route 66. Right. And now the thing is too, their compositions that they like to play with this Winston, with this Sombra, with this Echo, and how fast they like to play it, significantly stronger on defense, right? So my question is, how do the Sayoris, and again, this could be, if you have an answer, right? I'd love to hear it too, but it's almost more of a rhetorical. How are the Sayoris going to match this tempo that just absolutely killed them on Numbani? It looks like they're thinking Sigma is the answer for now.
Can you rephrase that question? I don't think my brain processed that correctly.
Okay, so how are the Sayoris, right, going to attack into this dive style, right, for the second time? Right, how are they going to be different on this point when it just, like, what is their answer to how?
Oh, it's easy. I mean, they'll put Poke underneath the. You'll see here underneath the gas station on the first point, underneath the rooftop on the second point. He'll just push cart all day long. Nothing to contest him on May. And while you'll have
and Pneumonia
like
will get the
Neptune.
starting pick. Yeah.
Yep, you'll get people like Neptune free firing their support line in the back. I mean, especially running this Mercy, they're so vulnerable with the War speed boost.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
The
pretty
res
sure.
does come through.
I don't want to claim I'm reading Neptune's mind, but I'm pretty sure he's probably just telling Poke, hey, you know, push cart like on the second point here if you fly ahead. Oh, I spoke too soon. Silly me.
Yeah, PJ will find Neptune at the start. Poke will get straight off to the side. Mikey did have to use duplicate though in a fight that they, again, were kind of ahead. Pneumonia pops their ult as well. They did both teams thinking this is winnable for them. The Rush and Valkyrie comes out from the Kiwis. So Kiwis using 3.5 ults there, with Pneumonia answering on their own.
Yeah.
So,
Well, what I was about to say is, if you fly over to second point here, like I don't even want, but the bar, I'm not sure what that is. The saloon.
this will, yeah.
You can just sit underneath that like, awning area, and push as May. I think that's what they're aiming to. But anyways, they have the evolved advantage here. They should easily take this.
Not if Tommy Slap gets picked first. Again, a really nice dive from Purple Jesus. Does again have to prop that primal to stay alive, but very quick fight win for the side of the Kiwis. Loki building up onto that overclock. Again, very strong thing. And Wars kind of struggling right now on this Lucio, it looks like. Really tough to find this value again into this dive composition, which is so good at just getting those individual picks. Really tough to play Lucio against this.
Yeah, I think I was just about to say there's speed underneath here and probably just ult the cart and win the.
Tommy Slap gets caught out again. They do have the rush here on the point, so they should be able to build up these ults. But now War getting caught out so close to this beat. If War dies here, it's really tough for them. The high noon is popped by Neptune again just to try to clean up this fight as Loki is killed by Pneumonia. It's a 4v4 here. The Blizzard as well to confirm it, and the beat by War. They do get the point here from the Sayoris and will clean up in this fight. But again, you got to use 4 ults there for realistically nothing from the Kiwis. But they will get a stagger on Charbotron. It's the plus side.
Yeah, we see that coming out here. It'll be interesting. I mean, they have the Ram ult coming up, but Tommy Slide they get picked first both of those last 2 fights. You probably want to see that not happen for a second point here. Otherwise, it might be looking like a Kiwi victory. But
Dive does come in. They're trying to find Poke here, but again, as May has so much survivability, but this high ground now fully in control of the Kiwis as the dive in Purple Jesus, the overclock from Loki trying to find these picks. Poke falling very low, has to use that freeze. Pneumonia on the cart, uses that annihilation. We'll get Charbotron on the back of that. Mikey using that duplicate. They need to turn, find the Purple Jesus before they build this primal. Can they do it? No, he has the primal if he wants to use it. No, we'll opt just to die here. Mikey will get Pneumonia. At the end of the day, the duplicate will fade. So again,
I don't know if we're watching the same game to interrupt.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're watching the same game here, but Pneumonia is ulting, and at like not even joking 15% HP, and he's not getting punished 2 fights in a row now.
I almost wonder if it's just the thing of they're trying to ignore. As soon as they hear the annihilation, they're like, okay, stop shooting him because he just gained health. Right, and they go in the dive, but now Neptune should get punished. A nice dive from Purple Jesus forces the freeze out from Poke. Poke in a lot of trouble here. Yeah, will die as Mikey swapping onto the Pharah here, but Pneumonia will get Charbotron sniped out of the air. PJ again with this dive has the primal. I'm sure will use it here. Yeah, will cast. Neptune uses the high noon to stay alive, but Pneumonia pressured out so hard here. Can they? No, won't connect onto Purple Jesus. Loki half HP though. So 4v4 still waiting for Poke to get back as the cart's still walking forward with his high ground under so much control. As Setiam uses that rush. Purple Jesus, they will blow up Neptune at the start here. The return rush from Tommy Slap. Tommy Slap is so low, they'll just die. Pneumonia will get Loki, and Purple Jesus will also fall. But it's a 3v3, and only War is the support here as the Valk is used by Charbotron. Mikey finds Poke. It's just Pneumonia and War here. War might build a beat, but it's going to be so hard to fight into these hyper-mobile characters. And yeah, Pneumonia sent back to that spawn room. 1 minute left for the Sayoris.
It's gonna come down to the wire here. I mean, they'll have barrage and they'll overclock, and if I'm the Sayoris, I think I'm looking better than the Kiwis here. You know, you're gonna have Ramel, you're gonna beat, and you're gonna have Blizzard, so you can speed rotate to the side. Force Blizzard
I'm
in
watching
card.
Mikey here. If they get a pick, this could be very big for them, especially if they find poke before this Blizzard comes out. They find Ward, which is just as good, getting that beat out of this fight. They find Neptune as well. 35 seconds. They need to die fast here on this point. If you are the Sayoris, they have one last fight. They pulled the barrage. Loki now is going to be the hero for the side of the Kiwis if they can make something happen here with this overclock. I don't even know if they might be able to touch. Well, they should be able to. 20 seconds for the Lucio.
No, they'll easily be able to touch. They can wall off the choke. They can shield it off too.
Oh! Mikey gets the pick, and the beat only gets War. He gets bubbled by Purple Jesus. That's so disastrous. Loki finds 2 off the back of that, finds 3. And Loki doing so much for the Kiwis, and the Sayoris just stop dead in their tracks. All momentum cut off massive hero plays by the DPS here. And the nice bubble from Purple Jesus as we go to a map 5 of this playoff series.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone expected this really. That's like, this is a masterclass on just what could go wrong, will go wrong. You know, picking off probably the most pivotal ult in that, you know, with Blizzard falling right away, and then War beating inside the bubble, not getting it to Logan, who cannot use his Ramatra ult. And it's just, it's really, yeah.
Well, you know what? We promised a banger at the start of this series, and that's exactly what's been delivered to us today. We will be heading to Esperanza, which again, Sayori's map pick so far has been he who map picks wins games so far, but we'll see if the Kiwis come out. You can play a Winston dive on Esper. It's been done before, so if they ought to go that route or Malga, who knows? But we will send it to a map break. Don't go anywhere, as you're gonna want to see this next map. Welcome back, everybody, to our final map this series, Esperanza. Corey did unfortunately have to dip, so we do have Paninii now in on that color cast.
Hello.
Again, everyone say thank you, Corey. Corey always kills it. I love hearing what he says because he's a very smart player and always great to have on this cast. So, this is the decider map, Paninii. What do you want each team to play here? What are the win conditions for each of these teams?
Well, I mean, we know both of their win conditions. Either have your Neptune on this Pharah carrying, or Mikey's trying to shut him down, or just have these like really clean, fast engages from the Kiwis. That's kind of their win condition too. So they both know their win conditions by now. It's just can they execute successfully here? I do genuinely. I would much prefer having the Monkey here from PJ over the Mauga. Flashpoint especially, they were trying to force that Mauga, and I think they could just play like Winston or Doomfist 2 in there, and it would just work a little bit better.
I do agree.
Yeah.
I think so far the series have done so well. They've had a lot of practice against teams they've asked to play Mauga. They know how to play around it. Again, though, this is the first time we're seeing this Junker Queen from Pneumonia, as well as Mikey taking the Ego duel, matching the Pharah. So interesting to see how this ends up working here on Esper. But Purple Jesus is in very deep right now, putting pressure on this Junker Queen and this Lucio as War falling very low. Neptune still chunking this damage, but Mikey 36% to this ult and counting. But Loki 1 HP will get picked. Pneumonia with a nice knife in will get that there. Pneumonia will pay for it with their own life. It's a 4v4. PJ has to run out. Poke trying to clean up here. If they can get these picks, that's massive. Yeah, Poke will get it first. Pneumonia still pouncing. Gets the direct. Mikey will fall. Loki swaps over onto the Sombra. And Sayoris will start off with this bot pressure.
Yeah, just the fights are taking too long, and we do see like the Pharah spam. Just whoever gets the more damage with this Pharah is taking these long fights, and we see just from the ult charge, big advantage here from Neptune with this Pharah ult charge. The Kiwis had a ton of space there, but just ultimately the fights were going too slow, and they weren't finding the picks in time before Neptune was able to get all that value. We do just have this Mercy swap from Charbotron, just trying to put a little bit more resources into Mikey. I do really like this, so we'll see if it pays off. Maybe just a little bit more kill pressure here coming from this Pharah.
Yeah, we do see, again, though, Riddle Dog very close to this rush, as well as both DPS ults online here for the Sayoris. Neptune has this barrage if they want to use it. If they can find someone separate here, Loki half HP, has to be careful, had to translocate out. But again, this healing, the speed definitely favors Junker Queen really well, but Neptune not able to take this high ground as the barrage comes out. Won't quite connect, but they will still get Purple Jesus. Both barrages coming out, but Mikey will explode here, taking that Ego duel as Neptune will clean up. Pettium will follow. Charbotron should fall. Yeah, Poke will clean that up. Get another as Purple Jesus swapping over onto this Doomfist.
Yeah, that was a really clean fight. Just ultimately the barrage a little bit better there from Neptune, putting so much damage onto PJ, which you do kind of expect on that Mauga, just such a big damage sponge. So we do see the swap onto the Doomfist, which again I do like this a little bit better. Works a little bit better with their comp and counters the Sayoris comp a little bit better. Able to close distance, especially to get on top of War here.
Both rushes are used. Loki falling very low at the start of this fight. Teddy M as well. Can they find the pick? The Pulse Bomb will connect. Purple Jesus falling very low. Mikey as well. Both 1 HP. Pneumonia and Neptune cleaning up here. Pneumonia will get another. And the Sayoris are just looking absolutely dominant here. What needs to change, Paninii?
I don't know if it's just the execution or just they're not able to kind of collapse on the same target. The target focus might not be there. We do see this EMP from Loki coming up, which is a huge win condition. It's been so huge so far this series. So we'll see if they're able to execute that well, especially if they're able to kind of coordinate the dive with the Echo and the Doomfist in here. Could be really big here for the Kiwis.
Like you said, Loki does have this EMP, but Poke has a Pulse Bomb. Pneumonia has this Rampage as well if they opt to use it. Purple Jesus getting pressured, has to use that block kind of early. But really good control from the Sayoris here, just opting to walk back. They have the space, they're going to use it, but a big EMP connects. Real Dog will fall. Ward does get the beat off to save 4. It's a 4v4 here. The barrage comes out from Neptune as well. Clean out. They find Purple Jesus. Loki very low on this low ground. They're trying to find the Echo. Mikey will blow up in this air. It's just Teddy M. And again, the Sayoris are looking like this is just another afternoon for them.
Yeah, huge EMP from Loki. Does swap over to the cast here. EMP was really big. Riddle does end up getting taken down, but a really big beat from War to keep the rest of his team alive and allow Neptune the resources to stay alive through that barrage and find the kills. can go down here really
very
quickly.
deep. A nice stick onto Pneumonia. Pneumonia feeling a little bit pressure, but had this rampage. Goes through. They had to use the Suzu, so they find Mikey. Purple Jesus should fall as well. Falls very low. Has to use the slam. Lands right on Riddle Dog. Gets absolutely splattered into the pavement. So Kiwis, this can be the shift in momentum they might need here, but not if they're not able to find these picks. In fact, Pneumonia and Neptune getting theirs first. And the Sayoris are just looking, again, so unstoppable. First time we've seen Pneumonia Junker Queen today, and it is just, you know, don't hate me, chat, on a rampage.
Yeah. Back to the Mauga here. The Junker Queen comp is really good because almost every player on the series is on one of their #1, if not one of their higher comfort picks here. We do see the Sayoris looking to back up here, probably going to play this high ground over the ledge here. Really good here because you can just kind of choose when you want to engage and just drop on the enemy team. Now that they have the Mauga and the Cass, it's really hard for them to contest this high ground here unless they send everyone up to force the other team off.
Again, this is just showing such good discipline from the side of the Sayoris. Just they know where to take these fights. You know, Purple Jesus has no way to get up on this high ground to dispel this pressure that the Sayoris are bringing. Like, yeah, they have bot control, but Neptune is just peppering in so much damage. The barrage finds Teddy M with the rush coming out as well. Mikey under so much pressure. Pneumonia gets Charbotron, so now no support. Loki will follow as well. The duplicate from Mikey onto the Queen. Purple Jesus will eventually find Neptune here. But the slam comes through. Pneumonia's still alive. Nice and healthy. They cancel the rampage from Mikey as the Suzu comes through. It's just Mikey alone, and it's just so killer. And the worst part about, or the toughest part, right, if you're in this position, Panini, is I'm looking at that scoreboard at the top, 4 minutes left, and there's still 0 meters for the side of the Kiwis, and that's so tough to play into on a push map.
Yeah, they're very good on this. Now that they are starting to get these support ults, could be really big for the Sayoris.
The rush comes through as well as the Loki with the the rampage is massive. Finds 4. The war will fall, but Charbotron falls. Mikey falls. Pneumonia is just doing so much. Finds 4. Can he get 5?
5K.
The penta kill from Pneumonia, and off of that, I believe the Sayoris will just walk this bot in. I don't think they can touch. No, Loki there on the Tracer will get in. Purple Jesus with the run in, Mikey as well. But the Sayoris, they want to finish it. They're playing so aggressive still. They have to use the cage from the Kiwis just to stay in this map, and will finally force the Sayoris to back away at a disadvantage with 2 picks on the side of the Kiwis.
Bad news for Logan is that would have been such a good way to end the series. But the good news for Logan is that his team is still up massive here. Emptied a lot of ults here. Closest one probably is going to be the Pulse or the Curie Rush.
Might get punished here. He's getting walked on. Everyone from the Sayoris is chasing this Tracer right now. Loki will pay for it. But will they get... they get movement!
Yeah, they actually finally got their first meter.
And that's honestly, that is a mental win right now on this point. A barrage, though, just sends Purple Jesus back to the spawn room. Mikey's soon to follow. And now these cleanup kills as Teddy M kind of staggered. Not really, but again, Sayori's just walking this bot. On these comfort picks, they're looking so good on this map 5.
Barrage for nothing. And now they get to do the same thing they have been doing, where they just disengage and just hold that high ground. It's been looking really good for them so far. Now they're able to set up here if they want to, but they do have the ults. They could honestly just push the tempo onto the Kiwis here with both this beat and the pulse. Close to this Curie Rush too could be really big here.
The rush comes out from Teddy M, but Teddy M very low. Might get punished here, but the Sayori's just opting for, again, this disengage the beat as well. The pulse bomb! Oh! Almost gets the Tracer, but forces the recall from Loki. Purple Jesus falling very low. The duplicate from Mikey onto this Tracer. Now 2 Tracers prepping the backline here for the Sayoris. But Neptune finds Charbotron. There's no beat in this fight. The Sayoris are pouncing. They get the duplicate out of Mikey. Mikey soon to follow himself. As Neptune in this air on fire, but has the heals from Riddle Dog, still staying alive. PJ in a lot of trouble, has the slam onto the point, will just get blown up. And again, the Sayoris, this could be it here. They're 2 meters away from ending this map, getting into the finals. The beat out from Charbotron, but the rampage is there. The Suzu will connect, but Riddle Dog still has that rush. Loki forced to recall, but they get Mikey in the spawn room. Teddy M, 1 HP on the point, will fall poke. Getting these cleanup kills, they're looking for it. PJ gets war, the barrage, ascending gift from Neptune, as the Shanghai Sayoris will be heading into the grand finals.
We now know our
on
matchup.
The Magic Tigers.
One of the teams will become undefeated this season, as both the Magic Tigers and the Sayoris have not lost a game this entire season. Massive 5K here for Pneumonia to send his team to the finals. Completely dominant play on Esperanza here. I know this is a map the Sayoris are very comfortable in, and they executed it nearly perfectly. So here, let me get my stuff here set up real quick.
So, now the all-important question. Again, so, by the way, I know where it's player of the match time. I want to give a big shout out to Loki. Again, I don't think he had a bad ult today. He looked so good on this DPS.
The Junkrat? Oh my god.
The Junkrat was crazy. The Sombra was crazy. They weren't able to glitch it up again. But again, if I could give a player of the match to the Kiwis, I would give it to Loki today. So again, very promising rookie coming in this season. I'm excited to see how they do in future seasons. This guy is nuts. So again, really good season for the Kiwis. They've been so dominant. I think you're still happy with like a unofficial 3rd/4th place.
Yeah.
But against Sayoris, who I think are right now the favorites to win it all, taking them to a map 5, you really can't be too upset about your showing today. And the maps they won have just been so dominant.
Going back, I think a lot of people were really sleeping on the Kiwis this season. They're probably one of the biggest surprises this season. Let's see. I know we did just talk about player of the match. I believe the person we were going to interview did leave the VC. Yes, I could not get them back in. Unfortunate. Oh no, he came back. Okay.
Well, pull in war then.
No, I got it.
Okay.
Hello?
Nice.
Oh,
Hello?
my.
Look at you.
Congratulations on making the finals. Is it the first time ever you
gaming.
made the finals?
No.
The Hogs,
My
right?
first season. Did I make finals in Hogs?
No, we
I
made
thought
quarterfinals.
the Hogs.
EJ Curse, remember?
I got finals on season 5. We're out the
What?
ringers.
Oh, right. Yeah, you were on the Ringers.
The second time making the finals then.
Yeah, with Logan too.
Oh, that's crazy. So, like, coming out of that, how are you guys feeling? Were you guys, like, sweating going
This
into
is
that
Poke,
5?
by the way. I don't think we ever,
Oh.
like, officially said that Poke
Yeah.
is our player of the match.
Everyone knows what he sounds like.
Well, you know, it's licensing rights, okay? Let's not get it twisted.
I don't really think we were sweating. Because, I mean, we're pretty confident on that map. I don't know if you could tell.
Yeah, your guys' Esperanza, again, having to play you on it twice, I think, again, I don't want to stroke my own ego, but I think after we beat you with like 0.01 difference in week
we had enough.
2, I think you guys just grinded the crap out of this map, and it shows.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the biggest, like, factor of that is, like, we just know how to kite really well on that map.
Yeah.
And, like, getting to the high ground, and then we just get the advantage because we have the high ground.
Well, yeah, so again, making the finals, big steps. You know, we will have guaranteed an undefeated team this season. The Magic Tigers has often been touted as the best or the second best, with you guys being the other team in question. And we'll see this matchup. How are you guys feeling? You know, I know this match last time when Neptune was MVP, they were saying that they were kind of sweating this Kiwis matchup more than the Magic Tigers. So I'm kind of interested to hear what you have to say about that, Poke. If you kind of agree, or if you, you know, or if we can expect another like map 8 banger next week.
I mean, I was definitely worried about Kiwis going in, but like in match, we're really good at like keeping our mental up and like playing our best. And then for the Tigers, I'm really excited because I've been wanting to play them since the very beginning because Brad's on that team. I mean, Sonic Ronic. And I think they're really good. And I'm excited. I think it's going to be a very good match. And honestly, I want to win, but I'm not going to lie. I would not be like sad if I lost. Like I think they deserve it as much as we do.
I mean, obviously you both deserve it, right? Undefeated so far into the finals is always a crazy feat, right? Only been done a handful of times throughout Aurora and Overwatch history. So again, really speaks to how well your team's been playing, both, you know, mechanically and as a team. So, but Paninii, do you have any other like questions for Poke?
Were you guys? What were you guys thinking when you saw that the Junkrat coming out from Loki on Flashpoint?
Well, I was annoyed because I got hit at the very start both times. But I think Neptune was like ooh, because he got to play Pharah, and he likes playing Pharah. But I think that comp worked pretty well for us. It was kind of weird because I was playing like Poke Tracer, but it worked. So.
But you always play Poke Tracer.
Poke Tracer.
I'm on fire. I better see some +2s in this chat. Sorry. Anyway, okay. Any last question? I'm losing my voice, honestly, Paninii. So if you have,
send it to Elvasco.
Okay. Poke, I know you're very familiar with this question. If you were not your team's match MVP today, who would you choose on your team and why?
I mean, Logan hit the 5K, so I think I'm gonna have to.
That's true. That is true.
He hit the 5K.
And honestly, his Sigma looked really good. I was kind of questioning why the Sigma against the Malga, but obviously you guys practiced a lot. He was eating a lot of that aggression off those dives with those hands. The rocks were pretty massive, as well as the fluxes in the right times, right before some of the supports were able to use their ults to keep their team up. So, again, I think Logan, like you said, well deserving of it. But at the end of the day, Poke, your Tracer was mechanically and in a team style really, really good. So that's why we gave it to you today.
Well, thank you. I'm flattered.
With that said, I have been FlamboJambo on Play by Play, joined with Paninii on Prod and Color, as well as, again, shout out to Corey for doing 4 of those 5 maps today. Again, we appreciate all the time that these guys give to us. So stay tuned. Come back next week as we will have grand finals. Very exciting. 2 undefeated teams meeting for the first time. It's going to be a good one. As always, again, this has been Aurora Esports signing off. Stay safe, drink water, be healthy, all those good things, and have a good night.